everybody. My name is Dave Juskow, and this is the Comedy Cellar Football Show. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm the fella you came in with. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. Ow, luck be a lady. Tonight. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Football Show, the week after the big Election Day special. My name is Dave Juskow, and this is the show we do every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, at least during football season and possibly beyond. And, until things go back to normal at the Comedy Cellar, where you can come and join us for lots of laughs at the greatest comedy club in the world. Let me introduce our panel this evening, even though one is missing so far, from within no particular order. The producer of ABC's Supermarket Sweep with Leslie Jones, that airs every Sunday at 8 o'clock. His comedy album is called Home and Away and is available on Amazon, and his podcast called Four Corners is available on the Laugh Button streaming network. Please welcome Lenny Marcus, everybody.
Hey,
hello, Lenny.
Hey, Dave.
And although this was going to be a dual introduction because you have two of the same things going on, I will just say that he can now be seen in the Colin Quinn and Friends Parking Lot Comedy Show special, which begins Thursday, November 12th on HBO Max. And he makes up, well, I was going to say he makes up half, but he is one of the members of the Amy Schumer podcast, aptly entitled Three Girls and One Keith on Spotify. Please welcome Keith Robinson.
What's up? What's up?
Keith, are you driving?
Yeah, but you know what? I forgot all about the podcast. So I don't have that, much long. I can't be on too long. So, but yeah, I forgot about it.
Really?
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know what to say. That threw me off of my hosting duties. That's I set up all this stuff just for you.
Man, I thought I was bad on too.
Let alone Rachel's not here either. This is not cool.
Rachel's the worst.
I guess she is.
Everybody knows. At least I realized my mistake and like, oh man, let me hurry up there and do it.
Well, what are you doing that you gotta leave?
Are you sweating right now, Keith, for some reason?
The what?
Why are you sweating?
Why am I sweating?
Yeah.
I just got off stage.
Oh, okay. It was that bad, huh?
No, it was actually good.
Where were you?
Hey, I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
Come on. What are you, a snitch?
Well, where are you heading now? Going to another place, or are you going home?
I'm heading another place.
Oh.
Also, we can't know about it.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't know where. Come on. I mean, it didn't matter. How many listeners you got?
Oh, we just found out. There's like 1,000.
On there right now?
No, but later. Well,
I collect.
Guess.
I got to collect a lot of money, man. Because I bet the president who will be the president.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who'd you beat?
I beat Modi.
Really?
I beat Monroe Martin. And I beat Bill Burr.
Oh, very nice.
Well, I will tell you that I know for a fact that my bookies had Biden favored. So if you bet Trump, you actually won money. And clearly those guys know much more than polls do and everything else because they know they're not going to lose money. So the bookies all knew Biden was going to win, which is what we should be just listening to since they know how to cover those spreads so exactly. They find a way never to lose any money. So I guess you bet.
They also know that Trump wasn't going to,
concede.
Yeah.
Is that what you're betting on too? That he's not going to concede? Was that part of the bet?
No, he's not going to concede. He's not doing it.
No, I guess not, which is very unladylike.
No, it's the worst.
It really is the worst. It's the absolute worst. As you can see, I'm here in Washington right now, and just
Why don't
trying
you
to keep
talk
up.
to him, man? Go
Well,
over
I'm
there and knock on
trying.
that damn door.
I mean, I can't even believe there's nobody stepping up and saying, Your Highness, it's over. I'm angry at the other Republican fellows that are just being so childlike and not saying. I mean, I've heard Jared Kushner has actually said to him, hey, it's over. I mean, I don't blame if his kids don't say that to him, but you want somebody to step up and just say it's done.
But
Right?
no, that's what lets you know the Republicans are a bunch of pussies.
I guess so. And I didn't think that all this time. And I'm just realizing that now. I really thought they would be.
Like, how you let a man, a dumb man at that? Trump is not the brightest bulb in a pack. He's just not. And how do you let him just tell you, I mean, he got 70 million votes. So I guess that's what they're scared of. But come on now.
Right. But you have to be an adult. This is the way it works. Everything was done on the level.
Yeah.
And you should enjoy yourself. You had a good run, and you play golf, and then it's over. Go home. It's not like he's going to run out of money. It's not like getting fired from a normal job where you're nervous you won't be able to get a paycheck.
Well, from what I hear, he owes a lot of money.
Really?
Oh.
I still feel like he has enough money to cover it.
He's not betting on the Cowboys, is he?
I'm not even betting on the Cowboys.
Oh, well, you should have this week because they totally covered the 14-point spread and almost won the game. What happened, Keith?
Coaching, bad coaching.
Yeah, probably.
Just got a new coach.
They got a new coach?
Well, yeah, they got a new coach. But he's
you mean
horrible.
Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy is
I thought
horrible.
you meant they fired him last week and they got a new coach. Oh.
He's not that good.
Yeah.
The play calling is awful.
Clearly.
Sorry, you want Jason Garrett back? Did you want him back?
Nobody wants anybody back.
Who they got? Kellen Moore as
the
offensive coordinator?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's bad. Lenny, how is Supermarket Sweep going? The ratings are still okay, but you've had stiff competition. You had the Bucks Saints game, which turned out to not be a fun game. And then you had Jesus Christ, the big competition was and this did kick ass in the ratings, Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater on Hallmark. I mean, how do you compete against that?
It's only, what do you mean? We beat everything but 60 Minutes in sports. That's it.
Well, that was the other issue, is you had 60 Minutes rollover thanks to Keith's Cowboys. It's all Keith's fault.
It is Keith's fault. I mean, he's trying to sabotage me. He's been doing that for 20 years. It's okay. We'll survive. We'll get a season.
You're damn right. I want to take down Supermarket Sweeps. I want to take it down.
Well, it's still a really
take it
great.
Down. Just let me do 5 seasons.
It's still a fun show. All right, let's get down to where we set all this up for everybody today.
All right.
This is the picture that Lenny showed me. When Lenny works for the Giants when they're home. This is the sad parking lot. That was Monday night. That's
literally everybody who comes to the game, Keith. That's all the people total.
You believe that, Keith? Can you see it?
That is it.
This looks like a horror movie.
It is
That's it.
A football horror movie.
Yep. It does. It looks like it's a horror movie where there's a pandemic or a zombie apocalypse or something.
A zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
These are the people that only work, the essential workers for the Giants. Yeah. That parking lot should be filled of screaming fans, including myself. Major bummer.
Sad.
And here's Lenny. For some reason, they still make people stand for the national anthem when no one's there. I don't understand. I mean, would anybody know you weren't standing in the booth if you didn't stand?
Yeah, that's us in the press box. The 19 people there, and the guy who's singing the national anthem, he didn't even show up.
Shut up!
I swear to God,
was it Rachel Feinstein? Here's Lenny. This is so cool inside stuff. I was so excited that he took these pictures. Here he is working the game. There's an actual game going on.
Hold up, Lenny.
Uh-oh.
When they played the national anthem, you didn't take a knee? Put for your black friends, you asshole.
Yeah. Nice move, Lenny. Well,
I
you know
think-
why, Keith? Because this is
Why?
actually this
Oh,
is
Jesus.
actually
That's a low
that's
bluff.
what,
It's a low
that's
bluff.
what you look like in this outfit. That's the first thing I saw. It's
Oh,
like
I was
Annie
cold.
Hall. Like,
I had a sweatshirt on.
and this, Keith, this is when the clock stopped.
remember
The clock
stopped,
wasn't
Keith?
working during this was the Giants Tampa Bay game. And these are the guys panicked that they can't get the clock to move, that the nation is watching. And they should be grateful there were no fans there. Probably made them like less nervous. But
Those two guys were having a flat out heart attack.
my friends all thought I was taking these pictures and that I had something to do with it. But that's one of the greatest pictures. As you've seen those modeling pictures before. I don't know whether you've seen the live action ones that I've put together last week, but I thought I would share them with you. Oh, here they are. Right. This is my new profession now. See, these are models. And then there's me. Because I know how to run the catwalk now. Yeah. Yeah. See?
That is hilarious.
I thought you might like it. Now, as you know, I've been showing this picture for the last 3 weeks. This is the senior citizen dinner menu at the diner near my mom's house, which I am now available to have because, you know, I'm a senior citizen now. Is that Keith's radio?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh.
Chapter 2 is right. Is my right.
Oh, you got to go?
No.
I can't hear him.
We lost him. I think he picked up a fare. He's an Uber driver now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, you're on sync now. Where's that Rachel at? Where's Rachel?
I don't know. Mike, do you know where she is? She texted you? Oh, the producer's gone too. Show's falling apart quickly. Oh, here's Rachel.
Oh, here we go.
What happened?
Hey guys.
Rachel, where have you been?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Juskow stinks.
Rachel, you're 15 minutes late. Where have you been?
I just told you the baby started crying and I had to put her to bed. Do you want to call me a bad mom?
Did you guys hear that when she said I just told you? Did you guys hear her say that?
I texted you, dummy.
Oh, I turn it off at 8 o'clock for airplane mode.
Oh, okay.
Let me say this to you. Rachel's starting to use that baby for everything.
No, you just told me
Rachel.
that I was a bad mom. So when I do put the baby to bed, I guess I'm not allowed to. What's your rules for me, Keith? Your baby was.
You're using sweet Frankie to make excuses for your tardiness.
It's funny, Rachel.
were
Lenny
at
was
the
able to be on
off-track
time.
Betting. You were at
Lenny
the
is a great
OTB.
father. He was able to be totally on time.
Yeah.
And
Shut
he
up,
was a baby
Juskow.
as
Shut
well.
up, Juskow. Shut up, Juskow.
Lenny has a baby
You were at
too.
the OTB when your baby was being born. All right, so you're worthless.
Hey, Rachel, don't make him scream. It's going to scare the Uber client he has.
He's
in
got
the
an
back
Uber
seat.
passenger.
Well,
Well, I figured it was baby related, but Keith, just tell her what you always say.
Rachel is a very bad mother.
That's my favorite part of the show.
Rachel,
All right, now that
listen
we're all
to you.
here, let's go back to the screen. Now, look, this is the senior citizen dinner, the menu. And my mother and I finally actually had the senior citizen dinner menu. It comes with a soup, salad, dessert, and coffee and soda. It was terrific. I'm a bad selfie taker. This is me and my mom having the first course, which is the drink.
Oh, my God.
This is a bad selfie taker, too. This is Neil Armstrong. He sucked at it also.
You know what? I think I'm going to be 30 minutes late instead.
Shut up. Here's me with my soup.
Oh, Jesus
Here's
Christ.
my mother and I with the salad
Oh,
portion.
God damn it. Oh, no. These are separate photo collage. There's
Here's
nothing
the actual
different is
meal. Look,
happening.
I had lasagna, and my mother had eggplant parm. Because we're
We
senior
don't care.
citizens now. What about the
And no
dessert?
one's, these are answers to questions no one's asking.
What
Chocolate
Idaho
pudding.
town is this in?
I had the senior citizen dinner. It's big news.
There's a real supply and demand issue with this photo section.
All right. Well, I will show you this. This, and Keith, maybe you'll understand. This is what was going through my head when it was announced that Biden had won. You might remember this scene from the end of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. All the planets are celebrating. This is what was going through my head when it was happening. These are the new scenes, plus let alone this song. A global celebration. And then this song was going through my head. As I was going through the city. That song was totally going through my head. Oh, and here, you'll like this. This is from The Untouchables. See if you can think who Robert De Niro reminds you of in this.
Hey, wait, sir, what is this? Is this the law? What's going on over here? You're on.
You're out of order.
What's going on over here? I don't care what you think. Do something over here. What do I look like to you, huh? Do something. Do something.
Look, it's Trump yelling at Giuliani. Even though
Your Honor,
De Niro looks like
we'd
Giuliani.
like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This is exactly what happened in the White House Saturday. Take it out. What? Hey, what
Order in
the?
the court.
No, nobody. Here is Keith on the Comedy Cellar Election Day show, as you can see in the right corner here. But as Keith's comedy and political views got worse and worse, they lowered him down to the middle later on, and then finally to the lower part. So I don't know if that was a representation of what you were saying, Keith, but I felt bad for you. But I do love that hat. This is my friend Memo voted for me for president, but he also voted for.
Hold on. Hold the fuck up. What the hell is going on?
What's the matter, Keith?
What is going on?
Well,
I started to slip my wrist when he was beginning to describe what his mother and him ate at a local diner. If he says anything about the applesauce they had on the side, I really will kill myself. I don't care if I can.
I kind of looked at my phone once I saw that Keith's Run DMC hat.
I like that hat. I thought he looked good in that hat. But this is our friend Memo wrote me in as president. But he also wrote William Perry thinking he was hilarious, but he doesn't realize that that could stand for William Refrigerator Perry. He was writing in the defense secretary for Clinton. But what he doesn't realize is that who wouldn't vote for William Refrigerator Perry? This is the big news that the McRib is coming back December 2nd, and it's coming back nationwide. And that's what people should be talking about.
Disgusting.
All right.
Not
Hey,
just
guys.
the election.
Look, y'all been great.
You really got to go?
I have another performance.
No, he really does. Rich.
He's doing his one-man show of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. All right, Keith. We'll see you later.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right.
Go with the Dolphins +2.
Wait, Keith, just tell me, what was your favorite part of this 8-photo collage of Juskow's dinner with his mother? What about that made you think, let me cancel my spot?
Oh yeah, well, hey, we had a split pea soup, and what else we have?
Look, I like to talk about food.
Oh my God, geez! Then he showed these hungry ass models that looked like they were starving. You really know how to keep a podcast jumping, Juskow.
Oh boy,
That's what I
that
do.
was tough.
That's the show. Well, I'm sorry you can't stay, Keith.
Yeah, well, you almost missed the argument that Juskow always gets in with his mother before they go to the opera. Usually he calls her a twat.
That's the ballet.
I'm sorry, the ballet. And then I think she calls him a loser and he calls her a twat. And then they run separate ways on the sidewalk after the ballet.
Oh my God.
There is some truth
Wow.
to that statement.
Yes, so. Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
is it possible that you could lose my number?
Oh.
Aren't you going to need it now that you're a hostage somewhere, Keith? It looks like. May need Dave someday. Bring something to pat down my head.
I love Dave. I love him. But I just don't need to see no more of that shit that he just showed.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have
that
much
was
more
tough.
than that. Wait till you see the stuff I have. Wait till you see the pictures I have of you later.
Oh,
I put a lot of time into this week.
Why don't you show him the picture before he goes rather than show another photo of saltine crackers?
He has to go in order.
He's got an order to this thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, Keith.
Bye, Keith. Bye.
Bye, Keith.
All right. We'll continue anyway. This is the Cellar. This is me and Attell.
Oh, that's
Last
cool.
Wednesday, I'm totally bad at taking selfies. Here's me and Rachel having dinner together on Sunday. Look how pretty Rachel looks. That doesn't look like somebody's mom.
I'll take that. Sure.
Not the moms I know from growing from the 70s.
I'll
I'm trying
I'll
to take
take
a
it.
selfie again. Look at that awesome dessert. I love food photos.
Woo-hoo.
You really should take a selfie class.
Here's me and that baby that caused so much trouble in my life.
Right?
Look how menacing he looks near the baby.
Yeah.
I was trying to make
He looks so alarmed.
Well, this is my photo where I'm doing my who's the guy from Reversal of Fortune? Jeremy Irons imitation where I say, I have to put the children down now. Thank you. Nobody, I know. Rachel loves when I do those imitations. Okay. So
Okay.
last week we showed this. I took this picture after I voted of this artist who made this mural on 11th Street and First Avenue.
Amazing.
And one of our listeners and viewers, Gabriel, told me who it was. This is a great picture, right?
Mm.
There's a bunch of them in the city, which I didn't realize, by the same artist. The artist's name is Eduardo Cobra, and he makes these amazing murals all over the city. I must have passed this 100 times. It's right on the West Side Highway.
That's pretty cool. He's very handsome.
Yeah, he is very handsome as well. I believe he's Brazilian, but he's
Ooh,
been
he
painting
can
all these.
get it.
This
He
is in
can get
Brooklyn.
it. Am I right, Juskow? I know he can get a piece of that sweet dick.
Oh yeah. This is in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
This, I don't know where this is. I know it's in New York City, obviously, but this is great. This is the one he was standing by. I mean, these are great pictures. This one's in Chicago, I believe.
That's
I was
Keith.
going to ask Keith who this was because I wasn't sure. I'm assuming it's Run DMC, but I didn't want to make any.
Right.
You
Just
know.
clarifying, this is a football podcast.
Grow up, Rachel. Speaking of
Aw,
Rachel,
Speaking of Rachel.
here is a picture of Anne Frank in Amsterdam. Look how huge it is. It's actually in Amsterdam. He did this amazing building. And so he also took Rachel and put her on the head of the Guggenheim.
Oh, wow. Rachel's on
See?
the Guggenheim.
Isn't that nice?
Oh
Amazing.
my, what fun. That's fun. Now see, there we're having some fun.
Well, that's what
This
I
is
was
you
waiting
should've-
for. You got to build up.
know,
you
but
got
if
to
you
build
wanna
up.
Listen, Keith has the attention span of what he is, 100-year-old man, the head writer for Leave It to Beaver, and you want to keep him on the podcast by starting out with the saltine collage
I'm
with your
sorry.
mom?
That's what you just said. He's 100 years old. It made sense to me. He's a senior citizen. I thought he would like the menu.
That is true. That I get
This is,
that.
look at what the artist did as
Oh,
Rachel
my
as Anne
God.
Frank.
Oh my dear. Oh, Eduardo. Turns out Eduardo wants it too.
Yeah, see, he loves it.
Look at that.
And not to feel left out, here's Lenny on the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Oh, what
This
fun.
artist is good. I told him who was going to be on the show today, and he said, I like what's happening. And you know what he did here? He put Keith on the Minetta Lane Tavern, but he used his Star Search shirt, and he didn't have to colorize anything.
This you should have led with. Why
Well,
would you?
I told you had to build to it.
Yeah, but you know, Keith is going to fall asleep. He eats his sweet potatoes through the straw, and then he
Well,
passes
that's why
out.
I felt bad that we made fun, so I put Keith on the top of Independence Hall there.
Oh, see what fun! And he missed all this. Oh
See?
dear.
Here's the weird part, though. This artist, Eduardo, and I don't know him that well. I only contacted him. He put my picture on the Stonewall Inn, and I can't figure that one out. I don't know what that has in common with me, but whatever, I guess. Odd, don't you guys think? Why would he do that?
Appropriate.
How is it appropriate? Anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to show. I mean, we're having a good time. Why was everybody so angry about?
I think maybe next time we'll just reverse it. You'll start with that instead of the nine pictures of you and your mom and the potato salad you shared.
That's how we open every show. You haven't been on in 10 weeks. This is the show.
That is true.
Lenny knows.
Lenny does know. By the way, Lenny, Juskow's family has a big history of photoshopping photos. So if you go to Juskow's house, it's like his family having a fun-loving time. This is like their living room, like his mother's living room. It's like his family having a fun-loving time and various trips. And then they just Photoshop Juskow's face in the corner. And these are like their nice framed family photos. And I can only take from this that like maybe he's just too much of a problem to actually have on their trip to Disney World. So the father decided to just Photoshop his dumb head in the corner. And that's how all their framed family photos are.
She's right. When I'm at my mother's house this week, I'll take the picture. I'll send it. You'll see. It actually is photoshopping me in many photos.
See that definitely.
Yeah, he didn't care to have me around. So, and I was fine with it too. I didn't want to travel with them or do anything they were doing. We didn't get along very well. But it was nice
remember
Dave's
dad's sex talk was never in the ass and hide your wallet. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct. Word for word. All right.
And didn't he say during Passover dinner that your mother was an easy lay? Is that
he did? He absolutely did. That is completely true. Your mother was an easy lay.
Oh wait.
My star.
And she didn't even say Elliot. She just took it. She's like,
How do you not do this in your act?
Well, that's why nobody's ever heard of me before. Do you understand, Lenny? I mean, this is the problem. I don't do that in my act, and this is why I'm not very successful.
I know.
Trying. Rachel's been trying to tell me for years. So, I've done more. I opened for Rachel on her birthday, and I've been trying to open up some more, but it might be too late. I should have started when I was 40.
Although I will say you've reduced the number of specific impressions from Pretty in Pink. And your odd couple analysis, your big closer, your big fireworks odd couple closer.
My $6 million man stuff. I've reduced it.
Yeah. That at least it's being slowly reduced, which is all we can hope for.
It's being
really.
phased out.
Okay, or is it?
His impression of Michael Caine describing the difference between theater and film that he was doing to close on a drunken late show, that has gone from a 15-minute bit to a 6-minute bit. So there is progress.
And because when you're in a play, you can't just go like this. Hello. You see what I do with my eyes? See, on TV here, it works. All right, let's move over to our football picks. Let's get rid of this.
Oh, wait, let me see. Pete might want to be there for this part, so I'm going to put my phone down for a second.
Well, this is last week's results, and they are bad. 5-9 for me. 5-9 for my friend Elon. 5-9 for the audience. Sophia's British and a model. She didn't know anything. That's okay. But the other girl, Courtney, who, if you remember, and we're watching last week, did not know football took place on Sundays, went 7-9 and beat us all. So that is why Rachel doesn't even need Pete, but we all like Pete, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, how did I do on this show the last time I was on? You never give me my results.
You did good. We've all been consistent, but you haven't done great. I haven't done great. The first week you did great, and then it's all been downhill. I have your results, and I looked at them. I said, I wonder if Lenny will want results, but they were so mediocre, it wasn't worth sharing. I promise you, if they were great, I would have absolutely bought them on.
All right.
Anyway, last week, Green Bay was a no-brainer. We all got the Texans wrong. The Giants was easy to cover, I guess. I mean, because they were plus. You figured, how can you not take them?
Yeah.
The Ravens were pretty. I got that right. The Vikings, whatever. The Bears, I don't know what happened there. They almost made it where they covered, and then Sophia was the only one who got Tennessee right. Kansas City, we all got wrong except for Courtney. I can't even believe that the Panthers almost won that game. We all got the Seahawks wrong except the audience, who somehow knew that the Bills were going to win. I don't know how you guys figured that out. Nobody cares about this one. The Cardinals. Wow, the audience knew Miami was going to win that game. How is that possible? And why are you only 5-9 if you know that stuff? The Pittsburgh, Courtney got the Cowboys because she's from Texas. That's the only reason she picked that. That game was sick. And then, and the audience was Rachel. What are you saying?
Oh, sorry. Pete's here, and I didn't know that I wasn't muted.
And then the audience and Courtney picked the Jets, and who would have thought they would have covered? They should have won that game. I don't even want to talk about it. So I am losing to the audience 65-72, which is not great. Now, Pete is with us, who is Rachel's husband for the moment. And then we'll see how he does this week, and then we'll see how things change. So let's make our picks. And actually, I could have made a new category if I knew Keith wasn't going to be here, but I'm sure Rachel doesn't care. Let's make our picks. What did you say, Lenny?
Let him make Keith's picks.
Oh, that's a good idea. Pete, you can make Keith's picks, and Rachel can make her own hilarious picks that Lenny hates.
Yeah.
All right.
When Rachel starts to speak out. That's a perfect idea. I will change Keith to Pete actually, I won't be able to. Anyway, and nobody would ever confuse Pete for Keith, but it's a particular time. And your baby does wear a bib that has a picture of Keith. Isn't that right? So it can spit up on it?
Oh my God. I actually have the bib right here because she spit up on it this morning. Can you please show it?
Yeah, here, let me, is that a better thing?
This is Keith bombing at, I think it's 2 drink minimum taping. And this is our baby's burp cloth that we have in our bed because she was just spitting up on it only hours ago.
Perfect.
Classic Robinson. All right, let's go. Here we go. We have the Tennessee Titans on Thursday night over the Indianapolis Colts. I usually just start things off, and I really have no idea. I'm going to pick the Colts because I don't trust Tennessee, although they did let me down last week by covering a spread. They don't normally cover a spread, but I think the Colts bounce back. Lenny?
I love the Titans. I love that team.
Pete? What do you think?
Keith?
Yes.
Keith?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Titans too. You know, the Colts Rivers let me down last week, so I'm gonna go Titans on this one.
Rivers will always let you down. Rachel, what do you think?
I also am going to go the tight ends because I've always been
No, Rachel,
fan,
they're
called. This is so embarrassing. Well, you know what? With a quarterback like Joe DiMaggio, I just don't see them losing.
He hates us so much. Mike, what does the audience say?
Titans.
I'm the only one to pick the Colts. Let's hope I'm the man.
Knew it was the tight ends.
Let's go to Sunday where the Giants are only 3.5 underdogs. They won. Oh, geez, isn't that wonderful? They won against an amputee last week. I think I'll pick the Eagles to cover. Lenny?
Well, this is the season right here, right? We win. We actually look like a football team, so I'll take us. But this is gonna be we're gonna be up by 3. They're gonna score 7. I'm gonna lose by 0.5 point.
Of course, as usual. Pete, what do you think?
I'm going to go G-Men just because New York, home loyalty right there.
That's nice of you. Rachel?
Pete.
I'm going to go G-Men too. Look, I'm a New York girl. At the end of the day, do they always bring it home? No. You know, I mean, Cal Ripken humiliated himself last week, but New York is New York.
Why
and right
does this
now,
bother Lenny so much? I think it's so funny. All right, Mike, what does the audience think?
Eagles.
See, I'm with those, and they know stuff, even though they got 5 right. It still doesn't make any sense. Okay.
If they ever get divorced, just play a tape of her talking football. That's all you have to do.
And then you will know why. The Packers by almost 2 touchdowns over the Jaguars. The Jaguars made it close this week, but I'm going to go with Green Bay for sure. Even they haven't been covering big spreads, but the Jaguars stink. Lenny?
I'm going Green Bay. He's been lighting it up. Devontae Adams.
Well, he goes back and forth, Then he has those games where you get confused, but I don't think it'll be this week, especially at home. Pete?
They got rid of Minshew with the mustache, so can't go with them, so we're going to have to go Green Bay.
Yeah, meanwhile, that guy made me a lot of money last week. Whoever that backup was scored that late touchdown, that garbage one, and I made some money. Rachel, what do you think? Green Bay or Jacksonville?
With a wide receiver like Tiki Barber, I'm going to have to go Bay Green. I always called them Bay Green myself. Old Bay.
Okay.
Old Bay.
And the audience?
Packers.
Yeah, there were Packers across the board. It's a lot of points to cover, but it shouldn't be an issue. I'll let Pete go here first. This is the Lions -4 over the Washington Football Club. What do you think, Pete?
Oh man, Stafford. He's been letting me down on my fantasy team, but he's my quarterback this week, so I'm gonna have to go with the Lions.
Yeah, Lenny, what do you think?
I can't stand that guy myself. And Washington's good. They just can't not turn it over. And when they do that, they're pretty good. I'm going Washington.
You're going to Washington on the road, Rachel?
Don't care.
The thing with Staff is, and I always say it, that's why they call him Staff the Gaff. He keeps fucking up, So I'm going to have to say Gaff Staff.
That made sense. Staff, yeah. That actually made football sense.
Occasionally I do. Now, let me tell you this, and I say it on my own program. I love their energy as a team. I don't think they're doing what they need to do.
Okay.
In general.
Shit. I'm going to go the Lions because I don't trust Washington on the road. What does the audience say?
They're saying Washington.
They're saying Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, a really tough one. I don't trust the Lions to cover the spread. Here is the Cleveland Browns, who are iffy, against the Texans, who are iffy. Couldn't cover a spread against Jacksonville last week. Lenny, you go first. I can't figure this one out.
I don't like the Texans at all. I don't like anything about that team. I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a weird number in a weird place. I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, Pete, what do you think? That's Cleveland after a bye, I believe, too.
Going opposite. Let's go Houston.
All right. Rachel?
Let's go Houston, because again, after that bye week, they come back shaky. I know how they do.
Houston didn't have the bye, but okay, whatever you say.
But at the same time, there's that thing.
I'm going to go Cleveland. I like Lenny's action. And what does the audience say?
Cleveland.
Oh, see? Excellent. All right, here's the Panthers, who almost beat Kansas City Chiefs, and the Bucks, who just, I don't know what the hell happened. They screwed me over. I had the over on that game like it was a sure thing. And the Saints were up 31-0 before they actually scored. I am very confused on this one. I'm taking the Panthers plus points. Lenny?
I love the Panthers. They're an up-and-coming team. They got a good young coach. And Tom Brady's finished. You heard it from me first.
Yeah, it does seem that way sometimes. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Brady's showing his age. I'm going against Brady.
Rachel?
Christian McCaffrey. I'm sorry. He's the one to watch. Ooh. Brady's old. He's done. It's over. It's uncomfortable.
She knew that.
She left.
All right. And what does the audience say?
They're still going Bucks.
They're going Bucks.
When are you going to learn? Got first last week.
I don't know. They're pretty good. They guessed the Dolphins last week. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Why they call him Shady Brady now. I'm Trump now.
Well, here are those Dolphins against the Chargers, and I'm taking the Dolphins. I can't. Oh, geez, what happened? I'm taking the Dolphins. I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying it. They're playing so good. Is it Tua that's playing good, or just the team, Lenny? What's happening?
They got a good football team. They got a good coach. I like the Dolphins.
Yeah, how do you like? And I love that quarterback on the Chargers. They just need a new coach right there.
They always play close. They're always close. Yeah,
they are always close. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, you got to go with the trend. The trend's your friend. Let's go. Let's go Dolphins.
Rachel, you feel similar to your husband?
Rachel, are you telling him to say stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, listen. Yes, I tell him. I say, keep the fun-loving puns coming. All right. What's more arousing than that? The trend. That's what he says about the stock market.
What are you picking, Rach?
They got Will Chamberlain, so I got to go the Fins, babe.
All right, and the audience. Chargers. The audience going the opposite way of all of us. Here are the Raiders against the Broncos. They've both been playing really good. The Raiders have been playing excellent, but do they have enough to cover 5.5 by a very strange Denver team? I'm going to take the Broncos. I don't know why. Lenny, what do you think?
Same thing. I don't think they got enough juice.
I'm just taking the points. I still think the Raiders will win. What do you think, Pete?
I'm going Raiders. I got Jacobs on my team, so we're rooting for Jacobs.
And going fantasy-wise. Rachel?
Oh, yeah.
I say let's raid the deck. Let's go, Raiders.
And Mike?
They're all Raiders.
They're going the Raiders. I'm just taking the points on that one. This is the Cardinals who got spanked at home by the Dolphins on Sunday, and the Bills. Oh man, does that when you beat the Seahawks, just like who won last week where they came down, they beat somebody big. I can't think of it, and I feel like I got to pick the Cardinals here. Lenny, what do you think?
I love that Bills defense. If they can beat Russell Wilson, they can beat this guy. I'm going.
Can they do it 2 weeks in a row and traveling?
I'm going on a limb. Going the Bills.
Are you going the Bills? What do you think, Pete?
All in on Allen. Let's go.
Okay.
Going Bills.
Rachel?
All in on Allen, too. I saw that spanking. Let me tell you right now, they embarrassed themselves. They're going to lose their screen time for that shit with their asses in the air. Get out of town.
What does the audience say?
They agree with the spanking. It's Bills.
Oh, so I'm the only one. I don't know. I just get a feeling it'll be some sort of letdown game. God, this is a really tough one, too. This is the New Orleans Saints minus 8.5 over San Francisco, who's bad, and they deserve it. But New Orleans, besides last week, for some reason, usually doesn't cover spreads like this. Pete, I'll let you go first. What do you think?
Life's a breeze. True breeze. Let's go.
Taking the points. Lenny?
It's the same thing. I don't know what happened to San Francisco, but they're falling off the cliff. I'm going Saints until they can prove they can come back and do it.
Rachel, do you feel similar to Lenny?
Spread's too ambitious, even with Kevin Durant. Sorry.
So you're taking the 49ers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go with what you guys say. I'm going to go for the points, I guess, because you're right. San Francisco's bad news. What does the audience say? And then I'll know if I'm right.
They're saying Saints.
The Saints. Good. That makes me feel a little better. Maybe I'll put real money on that today. What? We have the LA Rams and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are going to be pissed. The Rams are playing horribly. I have no problem taking the Seahawks plus points. Lenny, your thoughts?
Oof. That's a good one. I do love Russell Wilson. Give me him.
Yeah. Do you expect them to lose 2 in a row? Pete, what do you think?
DK Metcalf and Wilson. Going to be a big game. Let's go Seahawks.
Yeah, I think so too. Rachel?
Now with that thigh, with the Metcalf, he's got the thigh thing. So I don't see it. You know, I'm watching that calf injury and the thigh one. So
what are you choosing?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm look, I love calf as much as the next calf, but he's got a calf injury.
Do you like the Rams or the Seahawks? I still can't figure it out.
Do I like getting rammed? Oh, yeah. Let's get rammed.
All right, I'm going to pick the Rams. What does the audience say? Mike?
Oh, Seahawks. I'm sorry, I was laughing.
No, I know. That's why I was waiting for you to finish laughing.
You're making mockery of a sham of a travesty of a mockery.
Here's the Steelers who were lucky. Now, remember this also. I'm pretty sure Ben Roethlisberger has COVID or he's been put on the list. A lot of the Steelers have been put on the list this week. I'm going to take the Bengals plus the points, which is risky. Lenny, what do you think?
I like Cincinnati here. Pittsburgh just always plays close too.
Plus, they all have COVID. Pete.
You convinced me. Put me in for the Bengals.
And Rachel.
Nah, I don't believe in COVID. I say it's a Democratic hoax. It doesn't exist now. The election's over.
You know, I'm mad at you for coming in late, but now I want you on every week.
Sorry, the crits made it up. Libtards.
This is the best time I've had making picks. What do you want?
Whatever's left over.
Lenny, what did she say?
She said Steelers.
How did you figure that out through that cryptic talk?
The Bengals is a hoax.
Oh, okay. I'm getting confused. Mike,
yeah,
what is
say if it's an onion and you can't peel her, I'm going Steelers. Let's all get rammed. Am I right?
What does the audience say?
They're saying Bengals, and I agree with you should be on every week.
It's weird as she bought it back. That's why you gotta love her. I assume this happens in your marriage. Am I right, Pete? You're like, oh my God, I gotta get divorced, and I'm like, God, she really is funny. I assume that's
happened right now. I went into the baby's room and I said, "We need you on the football podcast," and he was like, "I don't want to do that. I haven't been watching the games this week," and now he's having the time of his goddamn life.
Of course he is. This is super fun. Here's the stupid Patriots who just last minute beat the Jets. Of course they did against the Ravens. Boy, this is a really tough one. The Ravens are not playing well. The Patriots are just okay. Do you take the points? I'm going to take the points. I'm going to go the Patriots +7. Lenny?
I like the Ravens to snap out of it.
Pete?
Yeah, I like the Ravens. Put me down. Pencil me in.
Rachel?
Listen, I'm a diehard Pats fan. You know, I try not to bet with my teams, but I'm going to have to go Pats. I mean, if nothing else, because Phil Jackson and his triangle defense, I mean, he just knows what he's doing. That makes
Lenny,
him a great
why
coach.
do you hate this? This is so funny. How come this bothers you so much? Mike, what does the audience say?
Ravens.
Ravens. All right, here's the Monday night game, a real barn burner. The horrible Chicago Bears against the really pretty okay Minnesota Vikings lately. Oh, this is so tough. The Bears play different at home. I'm going to go the Vikings. They've been playing lights out stuff. Lenny, what do you think? It's tough, right? It's weird that it's tough.
It's weird this stuff. I hate the Bears. I hate everything about them, but I have a weird feeling they're going to pull it out.
Yeah. So you're taking the Bears plus the points, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Pete, what do you think? You think like Lenny?
Yeah, this game's going to stink. Let's go the Bears.
The Bears. Rachel?
Well, you know what they
think?
say. You know what they say. They may be squares, but they'll still the Bears. And with Adrian Peterson, they can't go wrong. Am I right?
You almost got that one right. So you're taking the Bears. And what does the audience say?
They are. Oh shit! I can't tell now. They're tied.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
You're gonna go with the Bears. I'm the only one. All right. Well, there's our picks this week.
I'm sorry. They're saying Vikings. I'm wrong.
Oh, they are. All right. I can make that switch. All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's our picks for this week, week 10. We'll see how we do. We would have to do better than last week, I would assume. I don't think I've gone less than 5 before. Last week was a nightmare. So anyway, let's go to the last part of our evening together. Let's see. So I got here. Yes. This is the news. Here we go. You guys can see this, right? Here's who Lenny's team beat. This guy who was almost an amputee like 3 months ago. Oh, congratulations, Lenny. I'm so happy for you. You're able to beat this team.
Don't be jealous, Dave.
I am jealous, and that's exactly how that's coming out. And this was for Keith, of course. What a nightmare that was for him. This is how the Pittsburgh handled the Cowboys. This is for, unfortunately, my benefit. This is what happens when teams play the Jets. They get jubilant. And this is when they played the Jets and they scored a touchdown last week. This is Cam Newton going, well, hey, you play the Jets, you're usually going to win. This was last night. This is Joe Flacco holding up the Super Bowl trophy when he won. This is Joe Flacco playing for the Jets last night.
Oh.
That's why they always say.
This is Brett Favre enjoying his Super Bowl trophy. This is Brett Favre getting tackled as he played for the Jets.
Oh, boy. And there's Brett Favre with his dick in his hand, huh? And let me tell you, that's how the Jets are going to end their game, because that's how their games end, with their dicks in their hands. Listen, I'm a Jets fan, but it breaks my heart.
Do you know who this is?
This is Keith before.
No, it's Kamala Harris in college.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, this is at her dorm room, or rather her sorority at, Hillman College.
Oh, wow.
Pretty amazing.
No, I made that up. She played, you guys are so racist. It's unbelievable. This is the
I
Cosby
can't
Show,
see the
Hillman
picture
College.
on my phone. Is that Denise from a different
Yeah,
show?
and Marissa
from
Tomei.
Different Worlds?
But she
It's a
went to
different
Howard
show.
University, which I think Hillman College was supposed to be. So I was seeing it. I was hoping Keith was going to be here for this so he would see. Juskow, you're so racist.
Oh, my God.
This is, Pete, tell me if I'm crazy, right? This are the inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which airs after Rachel's HBO Max show on Saturday. HBO Max, Rachel's Colin Quinn show will air Thursday. This airs Saturday. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, however they do it this year. These are the inductees. You tell me, when Whitney Houston, Notorious B.I.G., and Depeche Mode became rock and roll, what?
Man, that's some.
Does anybody have a problem with Whitney Houston being in a music-oriented Hall of Fame?
Whitney Houston is amazing. What's your problem with Whitney?
Yeah.
Absolutely
rock and roll.
nothing. But right, if you're going to say it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, she cannot be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They got to change that name.
Juskow, as a child tap dancer, what the fuck do you know about rock and roll?
Well, I know Whitney Houston isn't rock and roll. Lenny, back me up here. Am I crazy, Pete?
When
did Depeche Mode become rock and roll? Who's listening to Depeche Mode and the Doobie Brothers in one sitting?
Drug Addict Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've always been saying, I talk about this all the time on the podcast, is that just they got to change the name. If you're going to let Notorious B.I.G., who should be in a Hall of Fame, just the Music Hall of Fame, not the rock and roll. It's no longer rock and roll.
That's fair.
Never refer to your own podcast on another podcast. As I say in my cast, listen, I don't even do with my football cast, and it has 3 million followers because people want to know what to do and how to choose their picks, and I have the intel. But I don't go around dropping that everywhere. I'm just a casual football genius.
You know, I was kind enough to drop that you're going to be in Colin Quinn's HBO special, but now I take it back. Before you came on, I had a lot of promos for you that have nothing to do with the Comedy Cellar, and yet you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I think this is a picture from your vision board. I think you ended up by accident. You put a picture from your own vision board. See how she brings it back, Lenny, when I get angry at her. I can't. She brings it back. That's goddamn funny. This is Miss Teen USA, Miss Hawaii won. Her name is Kamanawana Leia. And it's Keilani Aruda. I can't pronounce it properly, but she won Miss Teen USA 2020. Can you believe there even was one? In the pandemic, it's necessary to name a Miss Teen USA? Not a pandemic. Liberal hoax. Election's over. So's COVID, huh?
Meantime, I don't know whether you know, but this is Allie LaForce, and she was voted Miss Teen USA in 2005. Do you know her, Lenny? You know about her?
Yep.
Yeah. I like her. She's one of the few sportscasters I like in basketball because not only is she pretty, but not one that was hired for her looks, but she used to play basketball for Ohio State, I believe.
Yeah.
That's who should be, all these other girls are just getting on for their looks. She's good. And she was Miss Teen USA. Now that's exciting.
Listen, I played basketball for Ohio State. I don't go around asking people to suck my dick because of that.
Damn.
You don't know where Ohio State is. Stop kidding yourself.
Nice try.
Watch your mouth, Lenny. Watch your mouth.
This is a wedding book this man, Ian Weldon, is putting together. It's a wedding book, an album of all these pictures he's taken of unusual wedding photos, not your normal wedding photos, ones like Pete and Rachel might have. And this is like, so you get pictures like this, like normal wedding folk, not just the ones you see in the glossy photos. And this is another one. I think this is an excellent book. This looks like a lot of fun. These are good wedding photos.
People are slowly leaving, Dave.
Shut up, Rachel. The point is, I take just as good wedding photos. Should I make a book? This is a photo I took of my friend Katie's wedding, which, as you can see with the curlers in her hair and everything, I think I take just as good pictures. Here's what happened after that night. Here's the wedding photo. So you can see I'm sitting there and this girl's completely passed out drunk. And then this girl on the left here just completely passed out as they were playing guitar. Now, if that shouldn't be in a book, then I don't know books and what should be in a book at all.
Oh, I think we're cutting out. We really want
you're
to
not.
Stay, but it looks
You
like...
cut it out. How dare you?
Oh, but there must be a
thank
store.
you. Thank you.
Is
Izzy donated $20 in the chat room. I really appreciate that very much. See, Rachel, you're completely wrong. Somebody donated today. I think it was our friend Gabriel, and he gave us the artist. And thank you very much for donating. That's very kind of you. We do have a donation tab in the chat room.
Are donating to Juskow. You know you're in trouble.
See? So maybe you better stop it, Rachel. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I just can't take it anymore. I tell you, I can't take it.
All I know is the Jets are gonna get spanked. All right, they're gonna be naughty boys with their asses in their air. Am I gonna like it? No, diehard Jets fan. But you weep when you're a Jets fan. It's part of life.
Damn it, she's right on that too. Fortunately, they have a bye week this week, so I don't have to worry about anything. But she's completely right in everything she just said.
They gotta buy a team. Am I right, Rachel?
Oh yeah, that's what I did. You gotta know when to go. Am I right, Brady? Are you listening, Brady?
Can I just ask you guys, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Right now, nothing.
So just the three of you and your wife and Birdie?
That's what it is looking like right now, just being safe.
Not going home. What about you, Rach and Pete? Doing anything?
I'm waiting on the update from Howie and Karen. They're watching the numbers. If Karen Feinstein says we can come over, then we will. Otherwise, we'll just stay here and splash COVID on each other.
Yeah, that does seem like the right thing to do, I guess.
I might bake something and bring it by the fire department. You know, those boys got to eat. Might make a pie for the guys.
She's on fire. Yeah, there's nothing better than going to the firehouse. I always talk about the time we went down to Hooper Street, and Pete just told me my friend retired. I can't even believe it. It's so weird, Pete. We had a friend named Teddy, and he was down at this Hooper Street location, and I was there when he was just because I'm gay auditioning to be a fire.
Auditioning? That's the most amazing thing I
led it, and I said because I'm gay. When he was auditioning to be a fireman. No, it's just so weird. I was with him when he was, trying to become one and taking the tests and all that stuff. And then, all of a sudden I see him for the first time in 30 years. And now you tell me yesterday he retired. So
what
weird,
are the odds that we go by the firehouse and one of the firefighters actually knows Dave Juskow? First of all, the first time we went by the firehouse in Midtown, you scared the guys because you kept going up to them, sauntering up to them and telling them they looked really manly.
They were the most handsome men I've ever seen.
Yeah, who says that? You quietly think it. You don't go up and go, "You're so manly."
They were. So they're firefighters. They're manly, like your husband. It's manly.
Yeah,
you can't pull off a mustache like that if you're not manly.
Yeah, you don't walk up to another man you don't know and tell him he's manly and then ask him if you could see where he sleeps. That's what you did the first time you stopped by the firehouse.
What little boy doesn't want to see where firemen sleep and slide down the pole?
You're right.
I'll stick by that.
You're a little tiny boy that wants to go have a sleepover with the firefighters, which is that was the first time you were a real hole in the team.
Want to do that.
But you did have a comeback the second time we went by the firehouse. What are the odds? The firefighters are all sitting there having their dinner, and Juskow walks up and one and goes, "No kidding, we used to do blow together in the 80s." And he calls him Casper. He calls him by his betting name. He's like, "Casper, remember that time we got blow together?" I'm like, what are the fucking odds?
It was weird because he was first. I didn't know who it was at first. I got confused. I didn't expect him to be there. He goes, "Hey, you want to get high, man?" And I'm like, "What's this guy doing?" Remember, Pete? You must have been confused too. He was like, "Want to get high? Want to get real high?" And I'm like, "What the hell is he talking about?" And then I found out who he was. He was like just doing a bit, and he's like, "Me and this guy used to get so wasted." It was the most ultimate thing to have happen when you walk into somewhere.
It was so crazy. And then
glad I'm not
all the other firemen are like, "You know this guy? How?" And they had a few bites of pasta, and he's like, "So you still a degenerate gambler?" And Juskow's like, "Yeah, I still am."
It's true. That's why I do this show. I love gambling. Well, oh my God. You know what? Even though Keith insulted the show by saying he'd forgotten about it and had to leave, this was one of the best shows I've ever had in the best times.
It was pretty fun.
Are you glad? You guys are all my friends. I had such a good time. It was so great that Pete was here too. And Lenny, thank you so much for sending those pictures from last week too. It's very exciting to be at the Giants game all the time, even if there's nobody there. And Rachel, I'm sorry you had trouble getting out, but you made up for it. You were terrific today. This was a really great time. Let me tell you something. Lenny's got a show on ABC every Sunday night that normally Football in 60 Minutes don't affect, and it's called Supermarket Sweep with Leslie Jones, and it's really, really fun. And my friend from college is the director, who I'm very, very close with still, and he's a great guy, right, Lenny? So you got, right? And we like Bethel and Neil and DC Benny. All of our friends are on it. So we like everybody who works on that show. Please support it. Sunday nights at 8 on ABC. Rachel and Lenny
has an adorable daughter. He's a family man.
Got an adorable daughter named Birdie, who's really is a delight. But Rachel and Keith have a show coming out on Thursday that's Colin Quinn and Friends Parking Lot Show. It's a special on HBO Max. It airs, or drops, as the kids say, On Thursday, November 12th on HBO Max, and Rachel and Keith can be seen or heard on half of the podcast, Three Girls and One Keith. That's Amy Schumer's podcast on Spotify. So you can look forward to that. I assume nobody else. I mean, Rachel has a couple of gigs, but we can't really discuss them. And I don't think anybody else has anything coming up yet.
I'll be at the Arlington Draft House on the 19th through the 21st of this month. And speaking of live from the White House, I'll be very close by.
Yeah. So how is that show going to work? Are you allowed to be inside?
What's that?
It's indoors?
It's like a third capacity, distanced, all these different COVID they do all these extra things to make it safe. Basically, I'll be like behind plexiglass, and there'll be like a third of the people there, and there'll be a deep sadness to it, except for the fact that they are coming out.
Yeah, so, and that's next week? Next week? Next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
The 19th through the 21st. So they'll be like, I'll basically be in some sort of COVID cape, but I'll be performing in spite of it all, because we have to laugh. Am I right? Huh?
Also, speaking of Colin's show, we also have a lot of other comics who have been on this, the Comedy Cellar Football Show, and our Comedy Cellar friends. We're talking about Bonnie McFarlane, Rich Voss, Marita Franklin, Bobby Kelly, Chris DeStefano, and Dan Soder. They're all in this Colin Quinn HBO Max. It's almost like a Comedy Cellar show at a drive-in. It should be really fun. Make sure you tune into that starting Thursday on HBO Max, which I seem to be the only one who has, but so I watch everything on it. Anyway, next week we have a special show. Our guests will be the legendary Richard Klein from Three's Company, who played Larry in Three's Company, the legendary Larry Dallas. We have Amy Yazbek, who you may know from Wings or Robin Hood Men in Tights with the great Dave Chappelle, and she will be on. And also, not related, but yet somehow related, David Yazbek, the Tony-winning composer of The Band's Visit and last year's Tootsie. And that is a hell of a show. And in 2 weeks, Sarah Silverman and friends will be joining us on this show every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And remember, when you can, and you happen to be in New York City, come down to the Comedy Cellar, and the Olive Tree is open for dinner. You can have dinner with the comics every night at 7 o'clock. Come support the Comedy Cellar until we can get things the way back they're supposed to be. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Thank you, Lenny, Pete, and Rachel, for joining us today. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Good night, everybody.